Hi!
What's up, Giancarlo? Thanks for being here.
Of course, my pleasure. How you doing?
Pretty good, you?
Good. So today we're going to talk about subdivisions.
Oh, really?
Yes. Subdivisions meaning the space between the notes when we play a groove, in general in music. So very simple concept, we're going to play a groove and apply mainly two different subdivisions to the same exact groove. One is going to be straight 16th and the other one is going to be swung 16th. So that's where we're going to practice. I'm going to ask you to be a little creative and come up with a very, very simple and basic groove with the melody line between bass drum and snare. Please use only quarter notes and 8 notes. Simple groove, it can be a rock groove, pop groove, any kind of groove. But don't play the subdivision, just play the music idea between bass drum and snare.
Okay.
Okay, stop right there. Perfect, this is exactly what I needed. Now, I want you to know this groove very well to the point that if we talk for 2 hours, have a coffee and come back, you know exactly what you're playing right now. So would you be able to play exactly the same groove right now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Perfect. So now let's add the subdivisions to this groove. Right now the groove sounds great. It already makes me move, so it's exactly what I need.
That's a good thing.
Absolutely. But let's experiment some things with the subdivision and see which one you like better, which one fits better, or maybe let's use both and mix them up. So usually with drums, I mean there are no rules, but usually the instruments where we play the subdivisions is the hi-hat or the right cymbal.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the hi-hat and play exactly the same groove with straight 16th notes.
Straight 16, okay.
Perfect. Let's give this 16th note a little more character. Like, character. Imagine the tip is like kids bouncing on the hi-hat. Let's give it a little more
I'll try.
flavor. Have more fun with it.
Sabor.
It's less of an exercise and more of a I'm having fun.
Okay.
So another important concept is the balance between the instruments. Right now I feel that the hi-hat, the volume level of the hi-hat is way lower than the rest. So I'm kind of missing it. If I stand right here, play, the bass drum is way loud, which I like. So I would play the hi-hat a little more. Yes. Perfect. Let's do the same thing with the swung 16th note.
I'll try.
You switch to the straight ones.
Oh, shit.
Which is our next goal, like to be able to mix them up.
Okay.
But not right now. I want you to be able to do both separately and then consciously mix them up.
Okay.
If it's too fast, you can slow it down.
I'll slow it down a little.
Slow it down and keep the same concept.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this is the basic concept. Now let's say you mastered both straight 16 note and swung 16 note. Now the idea is that we don't necessarily have to play all of them in order to be able to understand what the subdivision is.
Mm-hmm.
You can play some of them. You can play just one of them in a 4 major phrase. You don't need to play all of them. So let's try to be a little more creative and do exactly the same groove, same melody between bass drum and snare drum. Let's start from straight 16th note and try to take out some of them. So instead of doing, you can do something like that. Let's try. Yeah. Perfect. Now I want you to have fun with it and make a phrase on top of the basic phrase. So musically now you have a melody between bass drum and snare, but you also have almost an independent melody above it, which is played by the hi-hat. Now in a musical context, you can play the bass drum with the bass, and you can play the hi-hat with whatever the guitar player is playing or the keyboard player, which makes the groove fit better with what they're doing. You know, you're not, as a drummer, you're not static anymore. You're not like, this is the groove, I don't care what you're doing, this is the groove. It works by itself, yes, but maybe it doesn't work within the music.
Yeah.
In this way, you're kind of adapting yourself to the music, and I'm giving you the tools to do it, okay? Last, you can mix them up. One measure, one measure, one measure straight, one measure swung. Let's try that. Let's do it first with all the subdivisions. So I want you to play all of them. And please keep the hi-hat louder. It's a little quiet. Yeah. Yeah. Switch now. Without speeding up. You can play a crash when you switch, yeah, it's cool. Straight. Great work. You can practice it with the metronome. You can do like one measure with the metronome, one measure without the metronome, one measure with the metronome, one measure without the metronome. So you have control over the tempo and see if you're in time. I think this is great because it forces yourself to stay attached to a melody. Because even if you change the hi-hat, bass drum, and snare stays the same, so you're still thinking musically. Okay. You have better control over the tempo because you're basically changing something within the same tempo. Usually, as you were doing in the beginning, you were changing the tempo whenever you were changing the subdivisions. Now, apparently, you're not. And then the next step is to have fun with it and just be more creative, add accent, add cymbals, maybe switch from hi-hat to ride cymbal, use the bell, think of the drums like different instruments that you can combine. You don't always have to play all of them at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Great.
Thanks, Giancarlo.
Great job. Amazing.
Thanks.